I think the crypto market is about to go really insane right here. And especially if you're a first timer in the crypto market, but also if you're a veteran. If you've been here for 10 years, I still think it's wise to listen to what I'm about to say. Because what it basically comes down to is the market hits you really, really hard and humbles you every single time. It doesn't matter how long you've been in it. You can never play it perfectly, but we can learn from some of the most crucial mistakes. Mistake number one is looking too little, not looking enough at the previous price action. If we take a look at Bitcoin, just consider this for a second. Bitcoin has already been going up for roughly 2.5 years, but if I were to go in the street right now and I ask all these altcoin people, they will all say the craziest times are yet to come, the best times are yet to come. Yeah, Bitcoin is gonna go crazy. And even though I think the core part of that is true, that the craziest times still might come, that is not in the form of gains for Bitcoin. Altcoins, sure. But then again, when you take a look at the numbers here, Bitcoin anywhere throughout the last couple of years has just been up and up and up and up. And that's why companies like Strategy from 𝗕𝗂𝗪𝗏 have been doing so well as a Bitcoin treasury company, because the maximum drawdown was like a few months. It's always been up and up and up and up and up. And generally speaking, we believe this is going to continue until it doesn't. But again, that's never happened. You could argue that a bear market, about this 1 year that it goes down, is where it doesn't. But even then, just zoom out long enough and it blasts right through that previous top, or at least historically. So what is the mistake there? Not realizing that, theoretically speaking, the market has always been for you. Since the market thus far, and you can say this for the S&P as well, has always been upwards, I personally think it is not wise to think, oh, here's where we go down. Oh, but here's where we go down. Oh, but this, maybe it goes down. If you go with the flow, at least since the inception of Bitcoin, you would have always been right. And I personally think that same type of principle applies to most of the altcoins as well. You could name me 1,000 different analyses. We could look at 1,000 different ways to see the chart, but it don't matter. Most of the top coins right now have basically always been upwards. Yes, there's been some time where it was down, even XRP. But turns out, if you had bought XRP even at the 𝗕𝗂𝗪𝗏 top and you just kept up the buying, you still have made some crazy returns right now. But let's go on to mistake number two. I think a crucial part here also becomes that people forget just how fast these things can end. When you really start breaking down all the announcements, everything that's happening, it's really crazy, the growth we are seeing right now. And you might think that with all this growth, all these new ETFs, all these new treasury companies, all these new crypto rules coming in, that this might mean that the best thing is still yet to come. That, oh, but after this act, after that thing, we can finally start to, that all means nothing. Every single announcement you have in your head means nothing for the price. This is hard to accept. Some people will be against me on this, but I sincerely believe, and by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. These are just my thoughts, and I make no guarantees to you. I sincerely believe that the price would do what it wants to do, in the sense that if the market comes to it and things just go so crazy, all of a sudden the altcoin season hits earlier than we expected because, well, just some meme went so well and everybody was drawn in. Regardless of all bills that are yet to come, we are tanking. That's what I personally think. If the market starts to tank, Bitcoin starts breaking down, ain't no bill or no Trump freaking announcement that's going to save us on the short term. I should say it differently. The short term, an announcement, of course, could cause a little bit of a bump in price, but once the market has started to trend downwards, well, thus far, it's always continued down for about a year. Anyway, my point number two actually was referring to this right here. All right, for the people that are saying this cycle is no different in a bullish way, from 2017 top until 2021 top, about 1,430 days. From 2021 top until today, about 1,340 days. So maybe you should pray this cycle is different instead, because we're closer than you might think if it's not. And I always like to argue that if I have stated many times, which I have, that the highest point is going to be between August of this year and January of next year, you have to understand that that could literally mean that today, tomorrow, the day after, Bitcoin all of a sudden gets a 25% candle going. The day after does that again. The day after does that again for, let's say, 2 weeks in a row. So all of a sudden, since we get a couple of good candles in, Bitcoin's at $250,000 with a couple negative candles in the middle. And then Bitcoin from there never hits a higher point again for the next, couple years, let's say 3 years. Then altcoins have a little bit of a time because people diversify, and that's why Bitcoin kind of comes coming right down. And it's over within a month and a half. It could literally be so. So when we're looking at this, saying, oh, there's about 100 days until the top of 2021 was hit. First of all, Bitcoin's top usually is a few weeks before the altcoin's top because of rotations. And second of all, this would mean that it's exactly the same. And I don't know why that would be a negative thing. Every single time people say, yeah, but if the market is only 100 days left, that means that Bitcoin won't top out as much. And I see even big influencers state that if Bitcoin doesn't go for a massive rally soon, it's not going to happen and we should settle for less. And I remind you again that Bitcoin has made plus 25% daily candles before. It could literally go up $25,000 in a day, and following the percentages point, it would not even be that weird. We could be at $200,000 in a week, and it wouldn't even be that strange. Yes, it would be eye-opening, groundbreaking, sure, but percentage-wise, it would not even be the craziest. But let's just say 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Following almost any one of these things, the numbers still match out. Matter of fact, it could be that the top is even earlier than 1,431 days, and it still be really, really amazing. Why? People always think that later is better, but that's not essentially true. Or I should say not necessarily true. Just because the bull market starts later doesn't mean it actually peaks higher. Matter of fact, you could argue that the quicker the peak hits, the heavier it also is because you have less of a drawn out period. If I keep buying, I keep going, I keep buying, to my own personal perspective, the longer it takes, the more money I've got in. But theoretically speaking, the longer it takes, the less money you have to ape in when the market really hits hard. Because you were already drawn out, you were already kind of impatient, you're kind of done with it perhaps even. But my basic point was that I shouldn't say you. A lot of people just underestimate how fast it's over. All of a sudden, we are at peak. Right now, Bitcoin 120. All of a sudden, in 2 weeks, it's at 220. And all of a sudden, 2 weeks afterwards, it's back to 145, for example. And some alts are still peaking, sure. But then all of a sudden, we're back to the bad days. It could literally be over in 2 months. But I still think, again, that many coins in that little 2 month span, for example, could pull 5x's, 10x's, and a lot of coins will pull 100x's. But if you take a look at the previous alt seasons, really, if you really draw a long line, it's like 2 months. If we take a look at XRP, XLM, all those coins back in November, even HBAR here, you take a look at when HBAR did a 10x here, right? In this whole period here, from about November to December, so about 1 month, HBAR pulled about a 10x. That was what? Yeah, roughly about 1 month or so. Yeah, I think even less. I think 28 days. So here, it went from about 4 cents to roughly 40 cents in the span of 28 days. About a 10x in a snap. Many coins will do that too, but then again, looking at this also, you realize, theoretically speaking, if we were to replicate that right now, if we were to pull a 10x, I could definitely argue that that is the peak of the season and it's over from there. And if we replicate the numbers of earlier in the year, that could literally be 1 month and we're done. It could literally be so that Bitcoin hits the top in 2 weeks and done. But I refuse to believe that we will not top out. I refuse to believe that just because it's taken a bit longer or just because we're getting closer towards the end of where it usually happens, all of a sudden things are worse. And again, even if we're 40, 50, 60 days or 2 months away from where it happened last time, I don't think that's odd either. And last but not least, and this is the most crucial part here, many people think they're going to beat the market. But you got to understand that essentially for you to make money, you're going to have to basically beat somebody else to it. That's essentially what it is. These markets, when you're talking about BTC, ETH, Solana, all those big ones, are kind of PvE. It's kind of like you versus nobody really because the market are so big. If it's meme coins, it's really you versus another person. However, you also got to understand that if you've got something going for yourself right now, and it's extremely good, extremely profitable, you found a freaking niche, you gotta understand that most likely it's way more unique than you realize. One of my biggest mistakes in the market, in trading, actually in life really, is thinking something you found can't be that good because otherwise everybody else will be doing it. But very often, and specifically when it comes to the markets, there could literally right now be a 17-year-old kid printing $440 million in a season because he just found a little system in there. It is not that special. There's people out there, there's millions of people making tons of money with trading, and there's millions of people who've made money with crypto over time. It's not as unique as some people may think. And just because something is working for you doesn't mean it's too good to be true, doesn't mean it can't last for a pretty good while. And also, It's not always true, but it literally might mean that you are actually, funnily enough, better than 95% of the rest. If you, for example, are watching this far into a crypto video, there's already a pretty high chance you know more about crypto than 90% of the people in this space. There's still a percentage probably better or more knowledgeable than you. But then you got to also understand how many of those are actively trading, how many of those are actively, and if you start really numbing it down, the people who actually put a time in, it's really not that many. And if by that logic, most people lose and you got something that's winning for you, there's a very good chance you're just good at what you do. But the key is, and this is the most important key, it's not to make the money, it's to keep it. And so I always recommend people, when the market is really, really good, I personally always say, try to get the best out of it. Because like I said, you might be onto something and you can really print hundreds of millions of dollars, because some people do. But another goal there is to make sure you don't lose it all right back the next year. And that is the hardest part. And that's why I often say you got to have some sort of selling strategy. You have some sort of just clustering, some sort of hoarding strategy in mind. Because if I have to give one takeaway, is that most people, they go ride with the markets. They ride it up and down and up and down. And essentially, when we take a look again at Bitcoin over time, that's really not a bad thing, but this is hard for the mental. But my counter then would be a little warning to you. If all of a sudden you bought high, you want to sell at a big loss because you're, theoretically speaking, if we're talking Bitcoin, you would have never had to settle for something bad, for a bad trade or at a loss, because it's always been up. Yet there are tons of people who sold their BTC at a loss. Why is that? Because they stopped believing in it. But my last here point, because I keep saying last, would be always remember really, really well what made you buy something. Remember what made you get into it. Remember that resolve you had. Theoretically speaking, with most of our assets, if you just believed slightly better, a little bit longer, a little bit harder, it would have all been all right. But it's because you doubt yourself. It's because you see your portfolio going up and down, up and down. You start making stupid decisions. Over time, I think most of these things will just skyrocket automatically, basically, without us really doing too much. Again, no guarantees made to you, though. But that's what the past has shown. And unless you all of a sudden have stopped believing, also act like it. Because I can basically keep my coins here without ever touching them, and I'm not really worried they'll go to zero. I'm just only worried I could have made more money elsewhere, but that is something you're going to have to optimize on a day-by-day basis. Just want to get my thoughts out there. I was thinking about this today, thinking, I need to get some words out there, so I wanted to do it right now. And I'm still buying more cryptos every single day, regardless of the price, because I believe we're going so much freaking higher. That's about it.